Good lighting is important because it can even make the footage from an old smartphone camera look professional. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can make a scene go from this to this with the help of lighting. And not just that, I'm going to show you how you can professionally light your videos on any budget. Let me just clarify that I've been running a video production business for the last 2 years, because of which I have all of this gear that I use in my YouTube videos. However, I do understand that a lot of you who are just starting out might not have these expensive lights initially, and I do not recommend anyone who's just starting out to go out and invest in such equipments unless they want to. So I'm going to show you how you can use the concepts and tips that I'm going to share today and apply them to get the best results out of the gear that you already own. Let me first show you how I set up the lights to get this kind of a look that you see in a lot of YouTube videos. My approach to lighting a scene is just like painting on a blank canvas, so let's start by turning off all of these lights and start adding one light at a time to recreate this look. First we need a key light. This is the main source of light illuminating your subject, so let's turn this on. As my key light, I am going to use the Amaran 100D with an 80cm softbox. I have put this light on the left hand side to about a 45-degree angle. Let me talk about some key points when using a key light. First, I've kept it really close to my face. As you can see, it's hardly at about an arm's length. Second point is, since the light is this close to my face, the intensity I'm using this at is just 24%. Because if I were to increase it, the lighting would get too harsh for this scene. Point number 3 is properly diffusing your key light. I am able to get this soft light on my face because I am using this with 2 layers of diffusion. And the fourth point is that your key light should be positioned in such a way that it creates this catch light in your subject's eyes, which is essentially the reflection of the shape of the light. As you can see, this side of my face is properly lit, but this one isn't, so we need to add a fill light here to fill in some of the shadows. You can either use another light as a fill or just use a reflector to bounce off this key light and fill in some of the dark areas of the face. You can notice the difference it makes when I use a reflector to create a fill light. Remember, if you are using a fill light and you set it opposite to the key light at the same angle and at the same intensity, it is going to give your subject a very flat look. We do not want to completely get rid of the shadows, as they are what create depth in a shot. Now let's add an edge light that will create an outline on the sides, creating a separation between myself and the background. And now you can see how the edge or rim light works, creating a separation between the subject and the background. As my rim light, I am using this LED panel that I have attached to this angle rack. This is a basic 3-point lighting setup and you can leave it at this if you like, but I am going to add some practical lights in the background to make this scene a little more interesting. Practical lights are the lights that you can see in your frame and they enhance the look and feel of the scene even more. I like RGB lighting, so I am going to use 2 of them pointed at my background. First practical light that I am using on the left side is the Amaran P60C. This is an RGB WW panel that has a softbox on it. I can set it to any color I like using the Sidus Link app on my phone. Now with this light in place, my background is looking much better, but this side is still a little dark. So let's add one more light in this corner. This is a Vision Pocket RGB light and I can set it to any color that goes well with the color of this practical light. And there you have it. This is how I set up the lights to create the look that you see in this video. But wait, the video isn't over yet. As promised, I'm going to make this into a complete lighting tutorial for beginners and show you how you can light your videos on any budget. Now that you have a general idea about lighting, and if you're looking to invest in some video lights but are confused about what light would be right for you, then let me help you by discussing about some options. You can either get a COB light, which is a single powerful source of light, or you can go for an LED panel, which as the name suggests is a panel with LED lights on it. Let's first talk about COB lights like the one I have here. This is the Amaran 100D. These lights are really powerful and they can be used with several types of modifiers and softboxes, such as a standard reflector, an octa softbox, or any other modifier that is compatible with the mount. This means that you can control and shape these lights however you like. The problem with COB lights is that they are a bit on the expensive side and they can take a lot of space when used with modifiers and softboxes like this. Also, when you're using a COB light with a bigger softbox, you have to put it on a C stand, which is bigger, heavier and more expensive than a normal light stand. However, if you are interested in buying a good COB light on a budget, then I would recommend the Amaran 60D or 60X or the ML60 from Godox. Both of these options are compact, powerful, easy to travel with, they can run on batteries and they cost about the same money. Both of these lights can be used with small softboxes such as the Aperture Light Dome Mini or a Lantern softbox. and they would be perfect for anyone who is looking for a small, powerful COB light that can work in tight spaces. Let's discuss some options if you want to go for an LED panel to light your videos. LED panels come in all shapes and sizes. They also have a powerful output and work great in small spaces. You have some that are on the pricier side like the Amaran P60C, as this has a lot more features, a better build quality, and can be used with a modifier. But you can also get some LED panels for really cheap, such as this one from Osaka that I'm using as my rim light. This only costs around 2500 rupees. This one is dimmable. It can be set to different color temperatures and it can either run on Sony NPF batteries or with a DC adapter. Then there are these LED panels that are specifically made for creators. You must have seen them in a lot of desk and streaming setup videos. These LED panels already have a layer of diffusion and they have a really slim profile, which makes them great for use in small spaces. I have broken down my process of lighting to create this look, and I have discussed about some video light options for different budgets. Now let me show you how I would light my videos if I was on a very tight budget and only had these two lights to work with. The lighting principles are the same here. The only thing that changes is the type of lights that I'm using. The key light here is this LED panel, but I cannot use this by itself as the light is too harsh. So I need to put a diffuser in front of it to soften up the light a little bit. Now there are basically two ways to diffuse this light. One is by putting a diffuser in front and the other is by bouncing this light from a white surface. Bouncing a light off a surface is something you can do if you're working with a light that has fixed intensity. Now we have a properly diffused key light, but the scene looks too warm and it is making me look orange. You might encounter this issue when working with some lights, so what you can do to fix it is change the color temperature on your light. And if you do not have that option, you can change the white balance in your camera. Now that we have our key light set up, we can once again use this reflector to add some light on the other side of the face. Now I'm going to put this RGB light behind me and it is going to create a nice color gradient on the grey backdrop. You can add other practical lights like lamps or more RGB lights to make the background more interesting. If you're interested, I have shared more links to video lights for different budgets in my description. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel to watch more videos like this. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. If you would like to learn how to light a product video and create a product commercial from start to finish, then you can watch this video next.